Start like this, bro. I already loaded up some sounds. I got them in the pool. I'm going to throw those sounds. We're going to start with doing this. Let's see if I could do this the old school way, where we use key groups for each one of our sounds. So I'm going to use a key group for my clap, a key group for my hi-hat, a key group for my kick, and a key group for some other percussion sounds for my drums. Let's see what kind of beat we make that way. I want to make some slow knot today. I want it to sound like it's slow, but it's got a good pocket for those who want to rap fast. You know what I mean? So I got my Live 2 right here. I'm doing a voiceover right now. You already know. And I think we should call this the check-in. Check-in episode 1. Nah, I don't like check-in. I don't like check-in. Let's say tapped in. Tapped in episode 1. I kind of like that. Because then I just tap in and out when it's time to talk and try to do things. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of things going on in the producer community. And in this video, I'm going to touch on some of those things. But right now, we got to hit that intro. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. The O.T.G's for Overtime Grind. Charles Paris. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today I got my discontinued MPC Live 2. I have the Pro Pack on there. I'm on 3.6. And today I'm building with key groups. I want to build my sounds up with some key groups. The reason why I want to do this is because it gives you some flexibility with the kick. It gives you flexibility with the snare. It gives you flexibility with the hi-hat. And I'm not going to show all of that, the flexibility pause right now. But I'm going to just get y'all ready to see how this could work. So I'm going to set up something kind of slow and chill. You know, you guys not really from the culture. So every time you hear a beat and it sounds slow in your mind, you're like, oh, that's a cool, relaxing beat, O.T.G. You don't really know that these are the beats that people really can get in their bag and spit fast and catch vibes to. Like, we giving space for rappers to rap to, you know what I mean? So the sound that you hear is what you hear, but in the style of music that I know I'm creating, this is something that guys will hop on and really talk on. You know what I mean? All of these sounds you could get, these are all loaded from the Stimmy Pack, the O.T.G Stimulus Pack. This comes from the drums. There's 40 gigabytes of drums on there. Chord progressions, we're going to use those. You know, the basics of hip-hop. Good drum samples, good chord progressions, and, you know, trying to create a good pocket and feel for the artist. So first, while I cook up, man, I appreciate you guys supporting the Let Me Cook, supporting in the gym. You know, Let Me Cook is when I do the video and we talk through it in real time. We talk through the decisions and different things. You know, in the gym, it's just going to be voiceless beat videos. And Tap In episode 1 is going to be what you guys are used to, where I just tap in with you throughout and we talk about different things. And you can still see how I did it. I might talk about what's on the screen. You know, like right now, this kick, we able to do some things. I noticed some bugs, though. I definitely noticed some bugs, and you'll guys see it throughout, that trying to utilize your note repeat while in a key group will definitely cause different issues. Sometimes it plays on point, sometimes it don't. Later on, it was playing a whole different sound. You guys will see in the video. That's something Akai needs to fix. you know, definitely need to get that right. So much going on in the producer community, man, for the last couple weeks. I'm glad that we stay in our little pocket of making beats over here and just out the way, man. You know, I seen all of this open beat AI controversy, man. People disclosing, people not disclosing, people saying this, people saying that. I seen a bunch of shots, man. People was taking shots at each other and talking shit about each other. That shit's crazy, man. I'm so glad to kind of be out of that mix because, you know, it got a real bad temper. I come from a different side of hip-hop. You don't really play with people's likeness. You don't put their names up there. You don't do all that goofy shit, bro. That's just not the culture I come from. You know what I mean? Like, you see how big it is, like, when guys battle rap and guys are battling against each other or you got beef. It's like a duel, bro. You gotta call a motherfucker out and then y'all gotta go out and meet and slap each other with the glove and we gotta take it there. All this just slandering people's name and slandering people's business ethics and slandering people's face and slandering how people make their content and all that going through and seeing if people is telling this or doing that or doing that. It's a whole lot of telling going on, bro. I don't know. I tell my kids don't tattletale on each other, bro. You know what I mean? Like, don't be pretentious. Don't be out here trying to hate on your sister because she doing something that you can't do. And since you can't do it, you want to hate, talking about she shouldn't be doing it. When really, if you could do it, you would do it too. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't really deal with pretentious and that kind of stuff, and it feels like a lot of the things on YouTube is really that, bro. It's a lot of people who can't always acting like they won't, right? You always gotta watch people who cannot acting like they will not. Because in reality, if they probably had the option, they would. You know what I mean? But because they can't, they act like they won't. And that's a real big thing in this producer community that we deal with. There's a lot of people who stand outside of the culture who have a whole lot of commentary about what goes on in the culture, what should be right, what should be wrong, what is this, what is that, who's doing this and who's doing that. And part of what I come from is you don't do all that, bro. You just don't do all that. That's not for you. You mind your business. And you get your shit popping. So that's my whole thing with the open beat AI and AI tools and are you going to use AI to make your sounds and do you got open beat or do you have, listen, bro, I'm the type person, I don't give a fuck what you using, man. I don't really care what you using because what I use is this. I tell you what I use. I tell you how I do things and then we group together because we relate over the things that we have in common. If I don't have in common what you do, then I don't fuck with what you do. Not in a bad way. I just ain't got too much rap on that. And the way that I feel about the whole AI thing, like I know a bunch of musicians, I know a bunch of people. I've worked with artists. You can see my transition into my channel. You know, I did reviews 5 years ago. I was doing reaction videos 5, 6, 7 years ago. I've always been ahead of the curve. I've always been culture commentator. I got videos with thousands and thousands of views that I have, what do you call it? that I have unshared or whatever, that I just haven't shared. I had them out for a while, and then over time, over the years, I've molded my channel in different ways. So there was a time where I reported the news on this channel. There was a time I did type beats on this channel. There was a time I did reaction videos on this channel. But about 3 years ago, I decided to restart the channel and just get into production. Revisit production, get back into production, and start at the base. And I kind of seen then that, you know, I kind of seen that the line was really low because most of the online producers are dillery makers, you know, and I know DJ Scrap Dirty. I've talked to DJ Scrap Dirty. I've met DJ Scrap Dirty. I've utilized and put my homies in places with DJ Scrap Dirty. DJs who have got with DJ Scrap Dirty. And if you don't know who DJ Scrap Dirty is, DJ Scrap Dirty is the head of the Violator All-Star DJs, one of the last DJ coalitions put together for a record label put together by Chris Lighty. DJ Scrap Dirty is from Chicago and is one of the forefathers of house music, and also worked with Managed Slum Village and worked with Jay Dilla for a while. He also took a lot of the stuff from Reels and moved it over to digital, Slum Village and Dilla stuff. I met DJ Scrap Dirty years ago, way before I moved to Philly, a long time ago, way back 2007, 8, and 9, back where, you know, we was really influencing the sound of drill and trap and a lot of that stuff. When I say we, I mean me. I say we now because I've worked with so many different people. I look at everything like a we thing more than a me thing, but some things are a me thing, right? And so, like, knowing scrap and talking to scrap, you know, I understood a long time ago about having your own identity. A lot of people forget that I'm from Illinois. You know, I live in Philly, but I'm from Illinois, and so I know automatically a lot of the music I make, most of y'all not going to understand, most of y'all not going to get it. But I also know that it influences a lot of music from the South, a lot of music overseas, a lot of music in Philly. A lot of the new music now is based off the work I was doing in 2000 up to 2010. And no, I never made it as big as everybody else. It just is what it is, bro. That's not what we here for. You know, everybody has different lanes. My lane was the lane that I took, right? But I say that to say, I kind of seen that when I would come on YouTube, everybody was making the same kind of beats, these off-beat, clicky-clacky, weird style beats, and everybody called that hip-hop, you know what I mean? And I realized that really it was a bunch of outcast people from all over the world who were outcasts from their culture, who felt like hip-hop would invite them into our culture. And so they found a home, but they couldn't make a certain style of rap. Like, and I kind of respect it. I respect you not making West Coast beats if you're not from the West Coast. I respect you not trying to make drill beats and South beats and trying to get in certain areas of hip-hop because you're not from that. So you got into the safe space, which is like, oh, I'll just make a bunch of Dilla beats, right? But as I started noticing that all the young boys and shit like that is looking on the internet and starting to make these beats, and I'm noticing the production is dropping, and I'm realizing like it's because it's O.G's not on here giving the sauce, right? And part of the sauce is like these conversations. People show you all day, like these guys pause, stop, look at the screen, mimic our buttons, write down where we put our notes, and go put all that shit in Fruity Loops, bro. Like, these guys was AI before there was AI, right? So we always been dealing with copycatters and guys who make the same type of shit. It's never been an issue for me, right? It's always been an issue for me, but it's always been something that I've had to overcome. I've always had to overcome being a black man in hip-hop. And in the streets, I'm good. But once you try to get on the internet, you gotta fight against all these other people who are outside of hip-hop, who now outnumber you on the internet. So now their voice seems bigger than your voice, while they steal from you, emulate you, take parts of what you do, then resell it like they came up with it. You still gotta compete. And as much as you cry to the moon, holler at the moon, try to tell people, try to warn people, the AI guys just kept coming. Every year I looked up, it was more of these guys, until my wife told me, you need to just get on there and make your style of music so in the future your kids can find you, bro. And so I adapted that. Sometimes you just gotta listen to your lady. So I said, oh, you right. And I started doing that. Now, how does that tie into this whole open beat AI thing? Because it's no different than when I was managing Beanie Siegel, or I was out here managing Tone Trump, or I was managing DJ Damage, or I was managing whatever artist you want to put and play. The number one thing that we do this for is for the music, right? And so you gotta have music. I hear all these people talking about AI this and AI that, but a lot of those people don't have music. They're coming up with these crazy ass scenarios, what if scenarios, and the reality is, if you supply the internet, say you supply 100 beats of your style of music, that's 100 beats that now people might find because they don't choose AI. Like, there's all kinds of other things that go on with getting exposure. You're always going to fight against people who have more money, more advertisement, more tricks, better drum machines, people who have bigger fan bases, investors, and all this stuff. That's the game of hip-hop. And I could tell a lot of you guys aren't really authentic to your want and your love of doing this, because if that's the case, you wouldn't be bitching, bro. Like, at the end of the day, this shit always been filled with a bunch of copycat motherfuckers who come in here, steal the sauce, and they might do better than the people in the community with the sauce, right? But that don't mean you stop. That don't mean you quit. That's not what this is. This really our life, right? I'm really a black man from America. I really been making, I just was listening to Nas and DJ Premier album, and they had a song on there called Pause Tapes. I was really making pause tapes at 8 years old. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was watching a guy do a tutorial today, and my wife asked me, how does it feel to watch people do tutorials on the sound that you created 20 years after you created, and then not know that you're the creator of the sound? And I told her that it sounds crazy, but this is hip-hop. This is what it is. Like, I'm still coming up with new sounds. We still coming up with new workflows. The way that we say things, the using O.T.G. turned into OTF, turned into all of these other acronyms, MMG, and all this other stuff. There's so many things. You know, Rich Rising, something that we said just as a greeting, turned into something that Joe Budden named one of his podcast episodes after. There's so many different things that is just the culture. The way that your mom talked to you, the way that you dress, the way that you wear your pants, the way that y'all say your words on your side of town, the way that you say words in your city, the way that you put your hi-hats, the way that you rap, the way that y'all say things. This is hip-hop, bro. AI always is going to have to catch up to the culture. Don't listen to these industry people tell you hip-hop is dead. Hip-hop is dead because there's a whole generation of people who's not selling it out to the record label. So record labels and people who still are telling you the streets are dead. The streets will never die. Don't ever let them lie to you. As somebody from the streets, the streets are always alive. The streets have always been treacherous. The streets never loved anybody. The streets are always going to be there because there will be crime, there will be organizations, there will be a life in the street, right? The street don't die because Hot 97 and a couple blogs can't make money off of it. The streets ain't dead because some guys who were soft and shouldn't have been doing crimes went up there and told on each other, and now because they went to jail, now the streets is dead. The streets ain't dead, bro. Don't go out in the streets thinking that you could talk to somebody crazy and get your face slapped off or get killed out in these streets. Don't do that, bro. You could get kidnapped in these streets. You could get killed in these streets. There's bad things that can happen to you in the streets, and people will work together to make sure they get away with them. The streets ain't dead. Hip-hop's not dead. I don't care about radio. People not listening to that bullshit hip-hop they put on the radio because record labels are paying for AI and young people who want to do one-offs and don't really love hip-hop. They just came to hip-hop to try to springboard into another place, right? So hip-hop will never die. Stop listening to them rookies. AI can't kill nothing, bro. AI can't kill nothing. Hip-hop came from black Americans. It had contributions from some immigrants, from Hispanics, from people from the islands. People come in all the time. Oh man, well, you know, DJ Kool Herc, he was an immigrant. Go read his bio again, bro. They had to teach him how to dress. They had to teach him what records to get. They had to teach him how to not get made fun of before he even made hip-hop. Hip-hop existed before DJ Kool Herc. I did a 4-hour interview with Grandmaster DXT, who is a black American who is accredited for being the first person to use a turntable like an instrument. He was there the day that hip-hop started. The party was 2 battles, and one group was named the Hip Hoppers and one was named the Transformers or some bullshit, and them niggas won, so the Hip Hoppers won, and that's really how hip-hop was born. Real facts. Go look it up, go get into it. I'm not slighting people's contributions. I'm not discrediting people's contributions. What I'm trying to tell you is the culture of hip-hop was created by a culture of people who have always been self-creating and leading in innovation when it comes to style, entertainment, and utilizing tools to create music, right? That's the truth. Therefore, AI is always going to lag behind those people. I'm already teaching my 9-year-old and my 5-year-old how to make beats. They've been born and raised. My 9-year-old's godfather is Beanie Siegel, right? Therefore, they're already raised in hip-hop and they're girls. Hip-hop can't die when it's in them. It's in my cousin's children. It's in my brother's, and it's in my brother. It's in my friend's children. It's in the way that we talk to our children. No, you can't go to that, John. We going over here to this, John. No, tell Bull, tell this. No, that's not what we do around here. Around here, we do. All of that is part of hip hop. All of those adaptions as we grow are part of hip hop. Hip hop will never die. So, all that AI bullshit and they doing this and they doing that and get worried and get scared. Man, if you scared, go in the house. This is hip hop, bro. We not scared of none of that shit. Motherfuckers died for this shit, bro. People have given their lives for this shit, bro. People have went to prison for many years of this shit. You not gonna do it. So what the fuck you scared of? Cause somebody bought some credits and typed in a prompt and the prompt sound good and you feel away cause every time you search you find AI shit. Nobody care, bro. It's just gonna make everything better in the end. If you good on your drum machine and your beats are dope, people gonna buy your dope beats. You ain't gotta have AI. If you have a sound that's your sound and you present that sound to people who are looking for music, you ain't gotta have AI. You ain't gotta have the cosign of this online producer or that online producer or this online producer. You don't gotta get on here and slang mud at each other and call each other names. And none of these guys gonna fight each other, whoop each other, or do none of that. So it's a whole bunch of slander on the internet for no reason, and that's feminine and girly, and people should stop it. That's how I feel about that. I ain't mad that people want to make true crime expose type videos. That's their business. I ain't mad if you want to sit around and you want to do reviews on everything they send you and everything you get. That's your business. I don't care if you want whatever type time you on, bro. That's what type time you on. Round here, we on making music every single day with the tools that we got. And if you like that, then bro, you ain't never gonna catch me in none of them conversations with none of that bullshit. That's why I wanna collaborate. That's why I wanna work with them. That's why I wanna be in that shit, cause that shit's goofy. I live in Philadelphia. People is getting killed every day. Young boys is getting killed every day. People is going to prison every day. People are suffering every day. This music is somebody's way out. These beats that I make is somebody's inspiration that they gonna write a song to change their life forever and change their mom's life, their children's lives, their friends' lives, their wives' lives. This music that we create is a gift and a blessing. The opportunity to be able to do this is a gift and a blessing. I don't give a fuck what they put in front of me, bro. It's not gonna stop me. Never has, never will. I don't give a fuck what a nigga's opinion is. Oh, O.T.G, you should do this. O.T.G beats sound like that. O.T.G blah, 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 blah. Shut your bitch ass up before I start talking shit about you. Stay the fuck out the way, cause around here, we make music. We're thankful, we blessed, we're focused, we trying to get exposure, we trying to find people who like what we do, we trying to change our lives, we trying to change our own lives, we trying to create and produce productivity, productivity, we trying to produce. That's how I feel about the AI stuff, bro. I feel like people is getting out of character. People are showing weird signs of doing too much. And I just want everybody to take a step back, take a deep breath, relax, turn on your drum machine, grab you some sounds, and start cooking, bro. I ain't never seen so many different people arguing with each other, fighting with each other over nothing. Like, nothing, bro. Whatever beats you make, I didn't make them. Whatever beats I make, you ain't make them, bro. We all different, and we all got a chance. I can't tell you whack. You can't tell me I'm whack. You want to use AI, cool. You want to upgrade and get everything new, cool. Whatever you want to do, cool, bro. But I really want y'all to cook up. And you see, I cook, bro. That's what I do every day. I want you to do the same. Outside of that, you see the channel changes because I done all those things in hip hop, and my channel is right there. You can see we going up with the shorts. I'm gonna run these shorts probably like 6 more weeks, 8 more weeks, and then I'm gonna start making shorts for the videos that I make. We always gonna find a way to get the traffic and get exposure and get people over here so we can build community. It's the same that I do on all my social media. I come from hip hop. We don't gotta follow the rules. We make our own rules. We get exposure our way. This is part of what it is. And I'm thankful for you guys. And hopefully you're good. Hopefully you've been cooking up. Hopefully you're inspired. Hopefully you've been thankful. Hopefully your family is well. Inshallah, everybody is in a good headspace and appreciative, because this is what we need more of, man. And I love you guys. I got a little turned up, but I'm tapped in. And this is Tapped In episode 1. This is what I'm going to do on these. We're going to talk about different topics while I cook. And hopefully you guys like it. Big O.T.G.